Right now, all of Australia's major issues are being described as a crisis.
The housing crisis,
Public health crisis,
baby crisis,
electricity crisis,
rental crisis,
cost of living crisis.
We have a housing crisis where people are sleeping in their cars because rent is unaffordable, where real estate agents are telling prospective renters they'll have a better chance if they offer more than the advertised rates, where young people think they're forever shut out of any chance of owning a home. We have a mental health crisis, which means youth is no longer one of the happiest times of life. We have a youth crime crisis where in New South Wales, not enough cops to stop it. We have a disability crisis where more than 1 in 5 Australians, 5.5 million people, are living with a disability. We have a birth rate crisis where Australia's fertility rate has fallen to a record low of 1.5 babies per woman in 2023, significantly below the replacement level of 2.1 needed to sustain the population. A looming retirement crisis where a growing amount of Aussies will retire still owing money on their home loan. An energy crisis where we give our coal to China and Japan for pennies on the dollar so they can burn it for cheap electricity. An energy crisis where Australia was meant to have a gas boom but somehow have turned it into a nightmare. And of course, I can't talk about the energy crisis without mentioning the climate crisis. To sum it all up, it's the everything crisis. Today I'm going to talk about Australia's relationship with the apparent everything crisis. I'm going to talk about the she'll be right attitude and how it's played a role in things. And I'm going to talk about why continuing the she'll be right attitude, especially towards your finances, will not lead to a good outcome. This channel was created for people who want to take a look at things at different angles. It's not about being right or wrong. Indeed, it's very hard to distinguish between truth and fiction these days. The hope is to challenge your perspective so that you can position yourself in the best possible way for you. If you want to support the channel and need help with a home loan, then you can chat with me via the links below. The phrase she'll be right reflects one of those loved attitudes that helped form part of the Australian identity. It was forged out of hardship. Early settlers faced tough, unfamiliar conditions, unforgiving landscapes, unpredictable weather, and a level of isolation thought not possible by many who came. Without any external support, the she'll be right attitude was formed as a way of coping with adversity. The adversity of the world wars cemented the she'll be right attitude as one of Australia's most iconic cultural mindsets. There are, unfortunately, trade-offs. I feel like a big trade-off has been that the typical Australian goes about their business while we let the politicians worry about all of that other stuff. Unfortunately, we now live in an era where wealth has become concentrated and politicians create systems which help their donors more than their constituents. We have things like the ACCC. The ACCC promotes competition and fair trade in markets to benefit consumers, businesses, and the community. That's what their website states. Yet this is the reality. The big four banks control 75% of banking. Insurance, 3 companies dominate: QBE, Suncorp, and IAG. Telecommunications, we have just 3 networks that run it all. Iron ore production, BHP and Rio Tinto control 75%. Retail, Wesfarmers runs the show. And when it comes to media, you're getting your news from just 2 companies, Nine Entertainment and News Corp. Do you think the ACCC are doing their job? That's the reality of Australia's corporate landscape. A few giants running everything. Australians are starting to claw into the fact that reality isn't what they thought it was. The nation had the rarity of going without a recession for 25 odd years, and that led to a lot of complacency, which is now leading to expectations having to come back in line with reality. And people quite rightly don't like it. Oddly enough, for a country with a she'll be right attitude, we also have become really good at complaining. The point of this video is to point out that if so many issues are being described as a crisis, then maybe there are some big problems, but not to focus on these big problems and complain about them, rather than focus on what you can do, what is in your control. I've been looking at the balance sheets of Australians for 19 years now, so I guess I'm qualified when I say Aussies take the she'll be right attitude when it comes to their finances, which is to say we don't really do that much. We stick our heads in the sand until we realise we're getting abused. There is no one right answer here, but more people will need to do more to ensure they get the things they want out of life. If you want to get rid of your mortgage ASAP, you can click the link in the description, which will show you 3 videos on how anyone can get rid of their mortgage faster. Maybe you're holding a portfolio and you need to restructure. Whatever it is, you can find a link below and set up a time to chat with me. If you like this video, then please let me know in the comments. Unfortunately, I can't respond to them all, but thank you. It really means a lot.